Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 premium SPG that many people know as a leFH or a leaf blower. We know it as Fifi La Pew Pew because it was named by one of the members of the group. It's a Tier 5 French premium SPG, and it's located on the northeast spawn of Live Oaks under the command of Deathnub. Well, the last time we saw Deathnub in a Fifi, he was playing on the Arctic region map, and he narrowly missed out on getting a win against another Fifi. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well in the end because the enemy fired a heat round and he managed to penetrate, and unfortunately Deathnub fired an HE round and splashed himself to death. So yes, he's looking to improve that score. Got a 105mm light field howitzer to do that, and it's capable of doing 410 alpha, 53mm of pen. Now, the 105mm light field howitzer, or Leica Feldhaubitze, is where you get the leFH in the name from, and it was the most widely produced artillery piece by the Germans during the war. Most people think it's the 88 or Act. No, it wasn't. It was actually the 105. And although it's counted as a light field howitzer, it's actually very powerful. Rounds out. He's getting hit after hit on this AMX-13 FL11. That guy is going to go down if he takes more shits like that. Yes, he did take another hit, and he did go down. Okay, so he's got his first kill. He's now selected an M10. Now, he's almost out of range on that M10. You can see the flattened reticule where it's oval in shape tells you we're at virtually maximum range. Now, the M10 RBFM did go down to the Panzer T25, but there's a Type T34 there, and the enemy Arty is piling rounds in that direction. And yes, the enemy do have two Artys, an AMX-13 AM and a Panzer Selbstballefeste 4B, or Heischreck. We're trying to take out that Type T34, but he is a one-shot now. Unfortunately, we just missed him, and, well, the Type did go down, and we got the kill. So he fired a late round in. The T34 got a kill, and then he backed into the shell that Deathnub fired. So he's got two kills now. He's lost sight of the enemy up the far end because the nearest tank is actually our AMX-13 FL11. But that's a good start, actually. It's a very good start. I honestly thought that shell was going to miss simply because the Type T34 had moved forward just at the moment that he fired. But after the Type T34 killed our teammate, he moved back and then just drove straight into the shell. Okay, we're firing down the other end to try and hit the T6 medium. Unfortunately, we missed on the second shot. We got the first shot with a blind hit. Now, this is a Tier 5 game with Tier 4 tanks in it, and we've got a Matilda here now. Blind shot. Fairly long way away. So it does take about 3 seconds for the shell to reach the destination. And that's how that Type T34 was able to move forward and then move back and go straight into a shell. Rounds out. Oh, he stopped suddenly. I wonder if he knew a shell was inbound, got a warning, and he decided to stop where he was. Now, you don't get a huge amount of ammunition, but you get 50 rounds of ammunition with the Fifi. Used to be a lot less, actually, so it's actually more rounds now available. Oh, and one of our Panzer III Js actually just got a kill on the Cruiser Mark IV. And that's another kill. T6 medium that he hit earlier in the game went down to Deathnub, so he's now got 3 kills in this game. Doing very, very well indeed. Cruiser Mark IV, relatively thin armor, one of the early tanks during the Second World War. Well, say Second World War, but it's a pre-war design. Rounds out. Long flight time, but yes, it was just behind the target. He's moving rather rapidly. It is quite a fast-moving light tank, the Cruiser Mark IV. Okay, P2640, the Italian medium tank. And there's that Matilda, the one we fired at earlier. Now he keeps backing up like that. He might drive into the shell. And in fact, he got a nice hit there for 221, which is a non-penetrating shot, but a direct hit. And he got him with the next one, 237. So that's 4 kills now for Deathnub. And this Panzer III Aslains J is not moving at all. He may have disconnected. And Deathnub's starting to pile on the damage. 98 hit points from that one. Fires another one in. Very, very accurately. And that's a direct hit. Wipes out. And now, potentially, we've got 20% of the enemy hit pool. So it might be a high caliber. And he needs to keep the pressure up in order to get a high caliber. You can't just sit back and say, oh, I've got 20%, I've got the high caliber now. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes you'll find an enemy tank is actually clocking up almost as much damage as you are. We're 6 tanks up on the enemy at the moment. We seem to have control of the railway line. And we're looking towards the town centre. There's that Matilda there. That's a different one to the one we killed earlier. Rounds out. Oh, he moved forward. And he moved back and he almost drove straight into the shell. And our shell almost took out one of our teammates as well. Now, as far as we can tell... Oh, there's the enemy Arty, and they're almost out of range. We're trying to get a shot on the Panzer VF18B2, which of course is, as I said, the High Shrek, which is based on the hull of a Panzer III with a Panzer IV running gear. We've lost sight of him because our teammates... well, he's not passing information to us. I wonder if he's lost his radio operator. That sometimes happens. In the heat of battle, your teammate actually loses his radio operator and all of a sudden the enemy drops off the screen because he's not transmitting. Well, there's only one enemy left. They did lose their Arty. The M10 did get him in the end, even if he's lost his radio. And we've just got that P2640 who's near the town centre area. There he is. And he's actually moved back to try and protect his cap. He's in the bushes, in the trees. So we're firing blind shots now. Let's see what he can do. He's got enough rounds to fire a few blind. He's guessing where the guy is at the moment, though. Our guys are starting to get close. We've got a Stug 3 Aslains J coming up behind him. And if he gets his 75mm gun on that guy, he's going to go down fairly quickly. Okay, rounds out. Can we get a hit? That is a hit. 144. If we get one more, we might be able to get a Top Gun. Oh, he got the kill! And that's a Top Gun and wins the game for Deathnub. Well, this is a turn up for the books because that was an ace tanker game for Deathnub in the 105 leFH18B2 Fifi La Pew Pew. And why it's unusual was that was a tier 5 game with tier 4 tanks in it. And it's very, very difficult to get an ace tanker. Normally you have to do it in a tier 7 game where you're bottom tier to get enough XP out of it to make it work, get enough damage out of it for that matter. But in this game, Deathnub managed to get an ace tanker with a tier 5 game with tier 4 tanks. And that's almost unheard of. Very, very difficult. But it means you have to do a lot of damage. And boy, did he do a lot of damage in this one because he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 18. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle, as well as a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And he also got a Top Gun with that last kill on the P2640. He got 6 kills. And look at his win rate, very high indeed, 10,047, which is Super Unicum and a lot more. So very well played indeed. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, his highest damage was 2,785 hit points of damage out of that one. The next highest damage in the game turned out to be his Panzer T25, and he didn't even get over 1,000 hit points. He only got 928. And the third highest was the High Shrek on the enemy team, the Panzer VF18B2, who managed 867. So, yes, he was way above everybody else on damage. And when it came to kills, he easily beat everyone else again. 6 kills, the next highest player, which was the M10 RBFM on our own team, and the Panzer III Ausführung J, who mysteriously disconnected during the game and was lost in battle, I think. He got only 2 kills, so 1/3 of the score of Deathnub. And nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and only 4 players actually managed to get a kill at all in that game. When it came to base XP, he again was the only one to get over 1,000. He got 1,154 Deathnub. Next highest was the Panzer T25, managed 793, and 556 went to the AMX13 FL11. So a very, very high scoring game for Deathnub. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 32 rounds in the game, so he still had plenty of ammunition, 18 rounds left at the end of the game. He got 11 direct hits on the enemy, 5 penetrating shots, not all in a row, not all at the same time, but we can see those penetrating shots if we look down this list. He penetrated the T6 medium. He didn't penetrate the AMX13. He did penetrate the Panzer III Ausführung J. The P2640, of course, that was the last kill of the game. He destroyed and penetrated that Panzer III Ausführung J as well. He penetrated the Matilda, and it was a lucky splash, actually, that killed that Type T34 as the guy drove backwards. So he got 13 splashes, damage of 2,785, all of it at more than 300 meters, damage 7 to the enemy, kill 6, and did 443 hit points of damage assistance in the game. On a premium count, he actually earned 55,856 credits, despite the fact that it was a tier 5 with tier 4 tanks. And he also took away 2,423 experience points. And this was his 4th ace tanker in the FIFI. But it was a very good one because it showed how well he performs. The fact that you get an ace at that level in that tier of game, tier 5 game, tier 4 tanks, very difficult to get that. So that was a very, very good game by Deathnub. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.